What's up? Are you ready for lesson 5? Let's continue with the sketch we did in the previous lesson. This is where we left. We'll be finishing it before starting with the main part of this lesson. What do we have so far? We added colors and some of the lighting effects. And now we're going to select this brush you can see on the screen in order to keep adding lighting spots, like I'm doing now in the neck. Yeah, we just need to finish the base, as I said before. So, once the base and the lighting are finished, we'll need to pick the next brush. Perhaps we'll also need to clean the image a little bit. So, what are we going to do now? Let's select the brush we used for the initial sketch and, with the preset colors, we'll be creating a set of shaded areas so that our drawing looks like it's been made freehand, in the traditional way as we were drawing with an actual pen. As I always say, and as you can see I'm doing here, you may need to adjust and modify certain parameters and elements while drawing, like for example the liquify filter, as happened to me. Here we have the settings, and now I'm going to lower the brush speed. As you can notice, I'm inserting all those lines and scratches to lighten Freddy's forehead and also the cheeks. So guys, it's just a kind of nervous or quick movement as if we were painting a notebook with a pen. The only difference, obviously, is that it's a digital illustration, so it might be a bit difficult to create the same effect. I'm using the preset base colors, as you can see, and I'll be also using them to draw the little lines that will give our drawing a traditional and pencil drawing effect. So, let's keep illuminating our Freddy. To create different lighting effects, you can change colors in the color panel or go to the swatched panel. See? This will help us to add volume to the image. Little by little and step by step, we are adding the lighting effects and we are changing from darker tones to lighter ones. So, keep drawing little lines until the illustration is finished. It's just a matter of playing around with different brushes. For example, this one in particular, it's the one I'm going to use to color all the illustrations I'm going to use. So now, in case you included a mark or any other feature, we are going to insert hatching around each of them with this brush. It is like bordering them and creating the screen around each mark. We've already done this in the hair, so we just need now to add different light spots in the shape of lines to lighten or darken these areas. Another option is applying these screens, these hatchings, to the original illustration. It is to the sketch, which is the first layer. And why not playing around with different colors? This is what I'm doing now. I'm inserting other colors completely different to the ones I used so far, like orange tones or purples and bluish ones to create shadows. Little by little, the scratches and the little lines are becoming more visible than before, and they help us to represent shades. And guys, what we need is to obtain loose strokes, as I have in here. As you can see, the volume and depth in the image is higher now than before as well. Don't you think so? And, as I said to you in the previous course, if any doubt arises when doing the course, feel completely free to ask me in the forum of the course. And guys, I know that I always say it, but I would really love to see your projects, so what are you waiting for? Share them with me after finishing the course. Okay, so just keep adding lights or shadows. We might also need to delete some of them. To do so, we can use the same tone of the surrounding area. We can also highlight details and so on. Remember that pressing Ctrl and T is for modifying the image. All this with doing is what I meant before about drawing on the initial sketch and adding lines. And now the difficult part starts. Why? Because we'll be using secondary colors. I talked about it in a previous course on vectorial illustration, so in case you haven't seen it, I invite you to have a look at it, which is also really cool. So, we're going to insert secondary lines to our drawing and other cool stuff to decorate it. Why not adding lines around the drawing, like I'm doing now? I think they will help to complete the drawing and make it a kind of more elaborated. So, back to secondary light. This means inserting more concrete light spots in a completely different tone. It doesn't matter, it's not a real color for light. For instance, I've used here color blue, and this is basically a sort of decoration to complete the drawing. As we are doing them individually, the result might seem too simple without any decoration. Well, I must confess it's something personal, since I have horror vacui and I'm afraid of leaving some spaces empty. So that's the truth why I don't want to leave the space empty. I don't like leaving areas without anything, not a single detail. I don't find it visually attractive, that's all. That's why I'm playing around with brushes and colors. And remember that with Ctrl U we can change color. Don't forget that, it's very useful. So I think it's time to leave it here. Well, first I'm going to delete it since I don't really like it. But all these are just small details I'm modifying. Notice that if we change the background and opt for a darker tone, like the black I just used, this helps to highlight the figure and make it more appealing. So we can say that secondary lights are kind of fantasy lights. Let's keep working with them. Now I'm going to use these cool lights for the contour of the face. You'll see they are great for creating volume. I normally use pink or blue, but you can use any other color. Just play around and try out different options and give your illustration a personal touch. Okay, I'll pretend there is a light focus that illuminates the face, and I'll be adding blue lines in the nose to create the lighting effect and get a powerful image. Apart from blue, we can also try out different tones, because this is not a serious illustration or setting. We are just designing this character so we can feel free to add any personal touch. Well, not just personal, but original and creative, that's it. Something that you can't find anywhere easily. Something special, employing street art style that can be perfectly applied and works fine in an advertising sign. Guys, as I said, creativity and originality are very important, so feel free to add anything you fancy. For example, I'm even adding up color pink to some areas and just create a cool image. Let's add extra lighting effects here. Okay, once the base is ready, you can try out with different options to complete the external appearance. Remember that experimenting is a great way to boost our imagination and creativity. I'll be doing the same for the rest of characters. Remember, first, doing the initial sketch, secondly, the base color, and insert the lighting effects, and in the last place, we'll be adding the secondary lights, which will help us to make our drawing original. Do the same with the others, and see you in the next lesson. Bye!